Hello, Park fam, and thank you for joining us. My name is Casey Lossner, and today I'm here with Stephen Thornton, CEO and founder of SRT Media, a public relations firm in Scottsdale, Arizona. Stephen is going to tell us about how he got started, as well as the importance of branding in media. Welcome, Stephen. It is a pleasure having you here with us.
Thank you for having me, Casey. It's a pleasure as well.
So, Stephen, tell us about your education. What did you study in college and why?
Okay. Well, in college, I went to Temple University, Philadelphia, so I'm a Temple Owl. And I actually went to college. I was actually a theater major, and I thought, well, maybe I could be an actor. But then, as time went through, I said, well, this is not for me. So I kind of went towards journalism and communications. And that's where my likeness and fondness for public relations grew out of that. So I graduated from Temple with a degree in journalism. And I kind of ventured into PR after that, because PR and journalism are related, so that's where I got my start educationally wise.
Okay, interesting story. Thank you for sharing that.
Mm-hmm.
What made you pursue public relations, and why is it appealing to you?
Well, I just feel like now with social media being at a high rate of use by everybody on different levels, different demographics, I feel like PR is something that needs to be used, because we have high-profile people, celebrities, and you have non-celebrities, you have politicians, you have everybody who's in the media who's using social media to benefit their cause or whatever they're, about. So I see a lot of mistakes being made, a lot of things being said on social media, a lot of things being made on print, and they can't take it back. And I wonder sometimes, like, who is the person who is coaching this person? Who is the person who's advising the person what to say or not to say? And so, therefore, I had this yearning to kind of create my own little company with the focus of PR, public relations, publicity, to help these people manage their image. Because as being the artist or being the star or whatever you do, it's hard to do that thing and then try to come over here and manage your image. You need someone who is specifically targeted to do that role for you.
Interesting. Okay, and so you're in the arena of public relations, which includes branding, event promotion, media services. Why are these services important for budding and established companies?
Okay. Image development, the difference between image development and branding, I just want to make sure you understand that.
Okay.
Image development is basically developing the person or the business in a professional light. Okay. So whatever you want to give them coaching and give them, how to talk to the public, how to answer interview questions, how to operate under pressure. That's what image development is. We coach people, we help people under these situations. So when they are faced with situations of being interviewed off guard or being, everyone has a phone now. So you're always going to be at the vulnerability of a phone, of a camera, someone's catching you off guard. So knowing how to present yourself in a way that is consistent with who you are, that's the image, development. Branding more so is, okay, this is my brand, you like it, you made a connection with me or my brand. Now, will you buy my product that I'm selling, and will you tell a friend, basically, We have to make sure your brand is so strong that when they see it, they know, oh, I like her. Oh, she's always the same. Either you like her or not, but the brand is always consistent and it's
Right.
always, I have trust in that brand. So we try to give people a clear definition of what their brand is, and that's the difference between image development and branding.
Oh, wow. Stephen, thanks for sharing that because I had no idea the difference between the two.
Yes.
I wanted to ask you, can a public relations expert really help to catapult an individual or company?
I believe so. I believe if with the proper tools and if you have the right message you're trying to convey to the public, you can do it. I worked with celebrities, I worked with non-celebrities, but the message is always the same, they want to get more business. That's the
Right.
goal. You want to attract more fans, more customers, more business. So, it can make or break your career if you have the right team, the right people who know what they're doing,
I see.
It helps to know how to communicate to people, not just on paper, but just on a personal level, because once you communicate on a personal level, people begin to trust you, They begin, okay, I can relate to him. Oh, he makes me feel like my brother or my sister or my father or my mother, whatever they feeling that you convey to them, the energy, they will then bounce it back to you and they will, trust you to help them go to the next level.
I see. Wow. Yeah, so basically a public relations person is like your friend. They're there for your best interest. So I totally understand where you're coming from.
Exactly.
Thank you. Can you describe the difference between, you did say image development and branding. Out of the two, which is the most important? Or do they go hand in hand?
I think they both go hand in hand. I think it's a 50-50 split. Mm-hmm. I believe that you can't have one without the other. But the branding part is more specifically when you're trying to push a product. You have a new album, a new book, a new movie or something. So you want to brand whatever you're trying to, sell. You need to be branded correctly. Right. But the image development goes with that because we're trying to school the person or the individual. So if they are, confronted with a audience or some kind of situation, that they're consistent with the brand. The image is consistent with the brand. Right. When they don't match, that's where the conflict comes in, and that's when you don't have no one who believes you, and then no one wants to come in and buy your product. So it all goes kind of hand in hand.
Yeah, credibility is very important. Okay,
thank
you very much. Okay, Stephen, what made you decide to start your company in Atlanta?
Well, I moved to Atlanta last year, 2015, for my family, actually. And while I was there, I had the idea, well, what a great city to be in. Why not take advantage of the possibilities and, that can help me with my idea of SRT Media. And, I'm sure Atlanta is the hotbed of Black Hollywood now.
Oh, yes.
And everyone's flocking there. Everybody's watching Atlanta Housewives and Hip Hop Atlanta and all the reality shows and, the music industry. So, I think that appeal was a magnet for a lot of people, including me. So when I got there and realized that everyone is just super competitive, is super, crowded, and in terms of the field that I wanted to actually go into, PR. And you had a lot of people who were just PR people, just showing up at parties, and that's not my definition of PR. Anyone can put on a dress or a suit and just show up at a party and take a picture and say, I'm a PR person. It's work involved in that. And I found that a lot in Atlanta. Everyone wants to be on the scene, but don't want to do the work.
Oh,
and that's what I mean. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like it's kind of phony in a way.
Oh.
No offense, Atlanta. I love Atlanta, but there's some things about it that's phony on the surface.
Yeah, and that was your experience, and you already pretty much answered my other question to find out what the benefits were for that area. So you said it was popular. It was a lot of people flocking to that area. Were there any other benefits for that area, particularly because you chose it?
Well, I think mainly for the location. You're on the East Coast, so I can get to New York. I can get to Philadelphia if I need to. I need to go to New York,
Right.
And besides, Atlanta is one that has the largest and, well, the busiest airport in the world, so I can get anywhere I need to be for cheap, and that was always a great benefit. But in terms of longevity, it's very about all who you know. If you know someone who can help you get to the next level in your career, then you would definitely become friends with them. But if, to me, that's kind of shallow, and I didn't. That wasn't me. I like authenticity with people,
right.
And if I can't form a authentic relationship with you, professional wise, I'm not going to sit there and try to use someone to benefit my career.
Absolutely.
And there are a lot of people who do that, and more power to you. I just can't sleep at night with that. I can't. So that's my insight. So.
Okay. Thank you for being so candid and sharing that.
No problem.
Okay, and we know that you moved your company, SRT Media, from Atlanta, where I guess it got its official roots back to Phoenix. Could you share with us a little bit about why the big move and why you decided to move back?
Well, personally, in my personal life, I lost my grandmother, and that was one of the main reasons why I went to Atlanta.
I'm so sorry, Stephen.
Yeah, thank you, Casey. To take care of my grandmother with my sisters, and unexpectedly she passed away in March, and so that kind of had me feeling, you know what? Well, I've been here for a year, so why not go back to Phoenix? Because I'm close to Los Angeles, So I already knew from Atlanta for the year what Atlanta gave me, and it gave me a lot. I met a lot of great people. Don't misquote me in that. I met fantastic people. I met, I made fantastic situations, But for longevity, career-wise, I couldn't see myself continuing there. I felt more at home in Phoenix. I'm closer to Los Angeles than Atlanta, being in Phoenix. So, it's only an hour flight from here to Los Angeles. So, of course, Hollywood is only a skip away from me. So if I need to make business or clients or in LA, I can always get there quicker. So I felt like it was a natural progression for me to take it from Atlanta to Phoenix.
Okay, yeah, but I see the convenience of that and the appeal of why you decided to do that. Okay. Can you give us an example of a project that you've worked on with a client, and was the outcome exactly what they wanted? Can you give us some detail on a particular project, maybe?
I can. I was actually working on a campaign for Melba Moore. She's a legendary R&B singer.
Oh, okay.
And she had an album, her first album in a few years that came out, and I helped with the campaign, PR campaign for the album. So I actually did a press release for her last year, and the press release was on prnewswire.com. And the image that was used in the press release was actually featured on a Jumbotron screen in Times Square, New York.
Wow.
So my tagline that I wrote, don't call it a comeback, and I had basically in her picture that we used, that she selected herself for me to use, along with the PR spill that I wrote up, was displayed in Times Square. So that was very exciting. Another part of the campaign that we did for her album, which is called Forevermore, we actually, part of my job as a PR person is to gain press for her, to gain positive press. So I got her an article feature in the Essence magazine,
Oh, wow.
So by reaching out to Essence, I used to work for them briefly, freelance, many years ago. I was able to contact someone and to secure an article for her, a feature story for her. So that was part of the campaign. Jumbotron screen, New York, Essence magazine, and continuing social media for her.
That is truly amazing, Stephen, to be in New York, center stage more or less. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And working with celebrities. That's amazing.
Yeah. And she taught me a lot of things, Celebrities, they're people too. They have, people put them on pedestals, but they have their issues and concerns, and, they want it to be right, So when you work with them hand in hand, you see just how important things are to them.
Right. So. Okay. Thank you for sharing that. Very awesome.
Sure.
Were there any struggles or unforeseen challenges with establishing your company?
Always going to be struggles.
Mm-hmm.
Capital, getting money,
Right.
money to facilitate things and to, to have people believe in your vision. You believe in it, but people around you don't believe in it. So you have to be strong enough to get through all that. And
Right.
when they don't want to, I won't say they, but when you cannot obtain financial backing from other parties, it falls on you. So you have to find a way and a will to make things happen. And that's the constant struggle for me, to constantly trying to break through, to meet someone who, is on the same level as me in terms of professional wise and understand what I'm trying to do. That's like this constant struggle, trying to break through that ceiling so I can get to the next level. And that's always like the constant struggle.
Yeah.
But keep at it, and I'm confident I will break through. So.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I think that's a big struggle for everyone. So we're all in the same boat when it comes on to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for being so honest and forthcoming with that. What was the market outlook like before you started public relations? Did you research it? I know that you said that you went to college and you studied journalism, but how did you look at it in terms of the actual market?
Well, I love music, as you already know. So I know that a lot of artists don't have a publicist. So I kind of was just, pondering on the fact that a lot of artists don't have publicists, or they don't pay a publicist to do the work. They do it themselves. And I felt that it was a niche for me to go in there and to do the things that they can't do. Therefore, that's how I came with SRT Media, And I think I got the idea. I think I got the green light when, I love Madonna. So her publicist, after 30 years, was retiring. It's a long time to have a job, 30 years,
Right.
And I thought to myself, wow, who does she get next to handle, step into her shoes, So, there are publicists who stay at these jobs for a long time, They don't believe in it, But now they're getting ready to retire. So it allows for the new ones to come in now, the younger ones that step in where they're leaving off. So that's where I got the inspiration fuel to create SRT Media.
That's wonderful. That's good, Stephen. Maybe, who knows, one day you'll meet her.
Maybe. Madonna, I'm here. Call me.
I know. Call me, Madonna. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that pretty much leads into my other question. Do you honestly think that creating your company was a good investment? We know that public relations is definitely a need, but you're happy that you made this decision.
Most definitely. It's nothing more pleasurable than doing your own thing, you know. And even though money is not there, it will come. You keep at it. I tell myself all the time, God, I wish I could have more clients. I can do this. It takes time, People think that, you start a business and, bam, you're making all this money, you're doing all these things. No, it takes time. And sometimes you don't get a check for weeks, What do you do?
Yes.
So, it has to be a passion, and it has to be something that you really, truly want to do. Right. And it has been, I feel like, long term, that's what I want to be doing. I'm not going to be working for nobody but myself. That's the goal.
Oh, yes, absolutely. So, Stephen, can you tell me what motto or belief system do you have? How is that helping you to manage your business or work ethic?
Oh, man, I think the one thing that has helped me is to treat people the way you like to be treated. And it sounds so corny. It sounds so cliche. But it truly is, my motto. I'm really a pet. My pet peeve is when I call someone and I leave a message and they don't call me back, or they don't email me back, or they don't text me back. Communication is key, and really,
absolutely.
How ironic, communication, PR, So I understand that people cannot get back to you right away. I mean, there are times that we're all, we get busy, but when you wait a day or 2, 3 days, that bothers me. So I try to always be a stickler on getting back to people at a respectable time frame, So that goes back to the motto of treat people the way you want to be treated. Live the golden rule, do unto yourself as you do to you. I just feel like you want people to respect you and to give you, and you want answers right away. you got to be the same way to other people, And so what I see in this industry a lot is that you have people who they talk a lot of stuff, but they don't come through, and so you are constantly being let down, but you have to understand that everybody don't think like you. Right. Everybody's not like you, and that's where I have to kind of like, you know what, let them go. I know how they are now. I know how to deal with them respectively, move on. And now I know in the future, if I want to, do business with them or not, no, I'm okay.
Exactly. Yeah, actions do speak louder than words, and I totally see where you're coming from. So what are you currently working on? Any projects?
I am actually. I'm in the development stages of a PR campaign for an artist.
That's exciting.
It's not actually entertainment per se, but it's actually an artist, actual artist who paints.
Oh, okay.
So I'm actually working with this person right now, so I'm excited about that. I have a few things in the back burner that I'm trying to bring back up front. So we'll see. Right now I'm in the stages of trying to develop SRT Media into a more visible brand, because some people don't know what SRT Media is, so I'm trying to make it more visible. But my hope for the future is that I get more celebrity clients, I get more high-profile clients, and help them obtain their goals and their dreams. But yeah, I have one development project at the moment, which I'm excited about.
Okay, great. Can't wait to see what that's like.
How
about? I'm sorry.
Most definitely.
Okay. What about aspirations? Do you have any more aspirations for the company? Do you want to develop more, expand it, maybe globally? I'm sure everyone wants that, but what are your specific aspirations?
Sure. My goal is to become a brand that people know automatically by looking at my logo what it is. Just like you see TMZ, which I don't want to be TMZ, but
right.
you know what TMZ is automatically when you see it. Oh my God, that's celebrity gossip breaking news. You know what it is. The goal ultimately is to have a standalone office in a couple of years, so I can operate solely out of that, so I can do business out of that. Because right now I'm basically virtual. Wherever I see my computer, my laptop, or my home station, my phone, I'm constantly, emailing, calling. It's constantly virtual office. So the goal is to have an office location in Los Angeles one day. That's my dream. To be on Sunset Boulevard or, something like that and take my clients.
Okay. Well, I do have two other questions, but you answered those for me, so thank you, Stephen. Let me ask you this. What achievements do you have? Anything in life that you're proud of right now?
I'm very proud of how far I've come. Coming from Philadelphia, it's not easy, and breaking through all those things, the peer pressure and,
oh, yeah.
everything that we grew up with, and to get to this point in my life, and that God gave me a vision. And even though some people don't understand the vision, I understand it because God gave it to me, and I'm going to keep pushing to achieve it. So, my achievements, I'm very proud of my campaign I did for Melba Moore. That was very, very, very a stellar achievement in my book. To see my client up in Times Square.
Oh, yes.
The work that I did, that was very, achievable. And I also worked for a client in Atlanta as well, too. Did the same thing for her. She has a magazine in Atlanta, and I had their magazine issue profiled in Times Square in the Jumbotron as well, too. So I've done a lot of things. I've also written for Essence. So I want to do more creative work in the future with artists, and I have a few artists right now I would love to work with.
So, Stephen, what does your life look like in 5 years? What do you envision for either yourself or SRT Media?
In 5 years, I expect SRT Media to have a staff, a full functioning staff, so I can delegate responsibilities, so I don't have to be so hands-on every day, 24/7. That's my goal. 5 years. Again, I like to have a standalone office in LA, so I can have clients come and, we can talk and do business there. That's my goal in 5 years. To be at a place where I am satisfied professionally, and that I know that I accomplished something great. That's where I want to be.
Okay, thanks for sharing that with us. And lastly, if there was one person in the industry, one person, or in Hollywood even, that you could represent, who would it be and why?
Interesting. I love, who I love the most. I have two artists that I love the most. Yeah.
Yes.
But then I feel like, too, she's not going to be my answer because she has her money. She has her people. And same with, Grace Jones. They have their people. Who I would really love to represent, I think, would be Chris Brown. Let me tell you why.
Really? Okay. Wow.
He needs some representation. He needs someone who manage his image out there. So much negativity for the last 7, 8 years since that whole Rihanna situation. And now we're seeing with him being locked up, for this other charge of assault, whatever. He needs someone to help manage his image, And when you don't have a team in place to help you manage your image and what you put out there in social media and the media, as far as, ABC, the mainstream media, they'll go out there and they'll construct whatever story they want to construct,
True.
And no truth in it at all. But they'll construct a story and they'll put it out to the masses, and the masses will eat it up. And so I would love to represent him. I think that would be awesome to work with him and to help his image and help make a comeback for him. Wash away all that crazy stuff and put that in the past.
Right.
Forward to, and I would love to be a part. That would be a dream job.
That's interesting you say that because to most people, I'm sorry, Stephen?
I said to Chris Brown, if you hear me out there, call me. SRT Media. We would love to assist you in your image development and your brand and PR stuff. So.
You hear that, Chris? Give him a call. So it's funny that you say that, Stephen, because most people will be like, oh my God, he's a PR nightmare. But it's pretty bold and adventurous of you to, say that. Because it is about image. It is what you're putting out there. Like you said earlier, a lot of people, post things on social media and don't really think about the effects that post can have. And it can be a firestorm of things once that happens. Because all it takes is one post and it's circulating and that's it. It's already online. Yeah.
Your career's a wrap. It's over.
Very true.
So I wish I could help him do that. Yeah.
Okay.
That's for me.
Okay, Stephen. I just want to thank you so much, for sharing that with us. Very insightful information. And we here at P.A.R.C Mag would like to thank you so much for joining us. It was truly a pleasure.
Thank you.
To have a wonderful day. Okay, so
same here to you,
Thank you. And we look to see big things with SRT Media. So we'll be looking for you. Hopefully you'll be looking for us too.
I will. P.A.R.C Magazine, December 2016. Get it, everybody. Right. Don't sleep on it. All right.
All right. Thanks, P.A.R.C Mag fam. And thank you, Stephen. You have a wonderful day.
You're
Take
welcome.
care. All right.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.